Welcome to the Charlene Singleton Show. I'm so glad that you are joining us today because we have some important things that we're going to talk about, and some are just stuff, to be honest. We're talking today about beyond the faucet. Beyond the faucet. So many times we turn our faucet on and water comes out, but what's on the other side of that? What's beyond the faucet? And we know in California, throughout California right now, we are in a serious drought. We've been hearing about it over and over. Actually, you cannot even cut your TV on right now. Turn your TV on to CNN or MSNBC, to any of the news stations. I guarantee you, you will not go a whole hour without hearing about the drought that's taking place in California and the domino effect that's coming from that, as far as the forest fires and the domino effect from that, which leads us all to climate change. So we're not going to talk about so much climate change as much today, but we are talking about beyond the faucet. I'm here with my co-host, Michelle Sanchez.
Hey everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So good to be back.
Yeah, so good. And we'll get to the Beyond the Faucet in a few moments,
Okay.
but I haven't seen you in a whole week.
I know.
So,
It's
what's
been a
going on?
wonderful week. We had Labor Day on Monday, so I had a
yes.
3-day weekend, which was
Okay.
really nice. It was too hot to cook. I just didn't want to do anything on Monday. Some friends had a pool party. I did not go. I didn't even want to go swimming. That's how hot it's been.
It's been so
that
hot.
we, trying to conserve energy. So like we're turning the air on, and then it gets too hot, and then you turn it off, and then it gets too hot. You have to turn it back on. So just trying to get comfortable. It was a long, nice weekend, but it was a hot weekend.
And for us, I don't celebrate the holidays on the Monday anymore.
Oh, okay.
I usually have whatever I'm going to do, whoever I'm going to invite over, they come on Sunday.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we're going to church and then Monday's my day.
You can relax and rest.
Yes. So I had a house full of people on Sunday, and we were coming together to play volleyball. We have a couple of families. The Banks and our family and our kids
Yes.
grew up together. So, but it was so hot we couldn't play volleyball.
It was
So
too
we were
hot.
just in the house. And it was so hot today, Michelle. This is what I was thinking. And I told Pastor Chuck, I said, I understand now today why people retire and why people don't retire. You retire so you can have your own schedule. Because like today, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I did not want to come to the studio to record. It's just too hot.
It's too
It
hot.
drains you. But then I said, but after a month,
Yeah.
it's like, what am I going to do now? So you don't retire. Anyhow, so that was so much my week.
So did you barbecue? Did you cook?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so our family and the Banks family and all of our kids, and that's a whole lot of people, usually Donna and I are cooking.
Okay.
Donna Banks. Okay, Donna and I decided, no, we're just going to buy the food. So we put our monies together. It was so nice. But all the food was ordered, and we didn't have
Yes.
to cook anything.
It was too hot to be in a hot kitchen.
Too
Shout out to those
hot.
of you that still did the barbecue thing, but I don't know how you did it. I saw some of my neighbors, they had the grill. I'm like, how are you guys doing this?
Some people just
So,
love
yes.
to barbecue. I think the downside, seriously, of a family gathering. Now, the kids, the young people, they're not kids anymore. They are grown in their 30s and 40s. But they bring the desserts and the sodas and the water and the lemonades and the tea. Okay, so they do that. But the problem is I tried to give all that food away.
Okay.
I tried to give all the
Because you
food.
don't want to have all
But
that
they
food
didn't take it
leftovers?
this time.
Oh, wow.
And my niece Shonda got a banana cream pie. I'm not even crazy about banana cream pie. But on Sunday, when everybody left, I said, I'm going to taste this. So I was eating banana cream pie on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And today I said, you know what, I'm going to throw the rest of this thing away. So I picked the bananas out, and then I threw the rest of the
Okay.
pie away. Because I'm like, that's almost the whole pie that I have consumed.
Yes.
And I'm already mad at myself.
And I always tell people, because the way I was raised is you don't throw food away. You don't waste food, right? So I feel bad when I have to throw food away. So same thing here. I'm like, I'm either trying to eat it or get rid of it, give it away. I don't like keeping a whole bunch of stuff in the refrigerator because it goes to waste.
Exactly.
So the same thing. I mean, but we did the same thing. We ordered food
Oh,
and
good.
just kind of chillaxed and relaxed a little bit, just trying to stay cool, trying to stay out of the heat. I think this has been one of the hottest summers. I don't know. I was looking on the news.
It said
and
that, yes,
they
we
were
are
saying
in
that this is one
records.
of the hottest summers that we're experiencing. And Labor Day marks like what, the last day of like a summer, the summer.
Season,
Yes.
summertime,
Yes.
summertime.
So
But
we don't wear white after Labor Day, right?
You know what? That is, see, and I grew up back east where that really is a rule.
Okay.
That's one of the things I loved about Southern California. I came out here and was like, freedom. I was like the guy on the movie when he says, freedom. Anyhow, but no, back east, you don't wear white after Labor Day. You cannot wear white until Easter, which is so crazy. And they have that commercial on TV with the guy sitting on the beach. And I always say, when I see that, I'm like, if this is shown in California, half of them don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
What you're talking about.
Like why do we even do this? The weather is always the same here.
And sunny,
I think
southern,
there is
yeah.
because the weather changes.
Well, it's still stupid.
Okay.
I mean, I'm foolish, stupid, whatever you. I mean, it makes absolutely.
Just wear what you want.
Well, especially when now they have, and back east we actually call it winter white.
Okay.
You know, the white wool suits that are like creamy. Now you can wear that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Or if you're a mother in the church, you have to wear white all year long.
Right.
Okay. If you're a
Yes.
mother in the church, okay, but anyhow,
But not for everybody else.
not for everybody
And
else.
so today, I want to give a shout out. My best friend's is her birthday today. So I was off earlier today, and we went and got massages, and then we went to lunch. So yeah, so I was
my
excited
God.
about that. So happy birthday, Nisha!
Happy birthday, Nisha. I'm like
Yes.
totally jealous. I just told my friend Karen Moore, I'm like, I need a vacation. I really do. I'm
Yes.
jealous. I'm jealous. I am envious. I'm all the sinful words.
But she and I, we were talking about, you know, whenever you have a birthday, you kind of go through this, like, you know, reflection time. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're getting older. The kids are grown now. And it's like, okay, well, what makes me happy? You know, and it's like, I don't want to party. I don't want to be around a bunch of people. And I'm like, is that normal? Like, you don't want to be around a bunch of people
think it
for your
is the
birthday.
older
Yeah,
you
she
get.
said, I don't want to be around a bunch of people. So we kept it real simple. And her mom and sister met us for lunch. And she said, oh, this is one of the best birthdays ever. So I had to look at her crazy because I planned some really good birthdays in the past. So I was like, wait, I could have just done this and this would have been it. No, but it was such an amazing
Now, you
day.
sound
So
like
I
that
feel
movie.
relaxed.
What is the movie with the guys, the bachelor guys, with the comedy movie?
Which one?
When the guy is the best, no, not the best man. Anyhow,
Okay.
he's planning the bachelor party. What's the guy? He's
Kevin Hart. Is that
Kevin
the one?
Hart.
Okay, uh-huh.
Kevin Hart, and he's planning he's the bachelor, and he's
Yes.
planning the bachelor party for whatever his name is. But that's not what he
And
wants.
he's
But
going
that's what
all
Kevin
out,
Hart
yes.
wants. He wants to be Michelle and plan this big thing. Anyhow, and so but you know what? You said something, and I do want to say something to the young whether you're married or young mothers out there. I want to say something to the young mothers. Give me the cameras, ladies. Give me the camera. Give me the camera. Anyhow, I'll say it up here. Okay. When you're young, you're in a place where you don't want to throw away food. And my mother said something to me when my children were really little. I guess she must have been visiting me or something. And you don't want to throw away the leftover food, even on their plate. And my mother said, you are not a garbage disposal. Because sometimes as young mothers, that's what you will do. You're like, I don't want to throw this away. So you'll actually eat their food so you're not feeling all guilty. Feel guilty. You're not a garbage disposal. So, you know, my mother has given such great wisdom over the years, and that's one of the pieces.
And that's amazing wisdom, because I know we were talking about weight loss for this next few months. So you already started your how many days?
No, today's the first day
Okay.
because every day I said I'm going to start tomorrow.
That's why I said you already started yours because I haven't started
Today's
mine.
my first
But-
day, or
okay.
21 days. We said we
Okay.
were going to do 21 days and just eating healthy, drinking our water, and we're going to chart it. And every week, I'm going to tell you what I did, and you can tell me what you
Yes.
did. And we're not going to starve ourselves because if you want to lose weight, you do have to eat. People don't understand that. So you got to eat, but you need to watch. You can't eat a whole banana cream pie.
And we're not a garbage disposal.
And we're
so
not a
don't
garbage
eat leftover-
disposal.
all the leftovers of
No.
everything in the house,
Yeah.
right?
So I
and then
did.
getting more active. So for me, it's okay. So again, the heat.
Okay.
So I planned on doing my walking. Even this, it's like okay. So I like to dance. I like to dance in the house. So I commit myself to doing like 5 songs, 5
That's
of my
good.
top 5 songs. You know, so I'm in there in the back room dancing. And those of you that know, I'm a dog mom now. So my little puppy, he's
Okay.
looking at me like, "What is this lady doing?" But so since I can't go out right now, it's too hot. So don't try to go out there running in this heat. But there are things you can do around the house. So what are some things that we can do indoors?
Well, wait a minute. So for me, what I did today, I'm taking Christopher, my son, his advice. So this morning, I drank some water. I took my sea moss, waited about 30 minutes, and then I had some fruit in the refrigerator. I just threw it all in the Ninja thing. Corey has this Ninja, and it's so much better
Like
than
the
what I had.
blender?
The
Okay.
blender. All I do is put it in a cup, turned upside down, and make. So I had the smoothie, and then I don't even think and then later on I just ate 1 egg.
Okay.
And then later on, about 3 hours later, I ate 1 chicken leg and 1 slice and a couple of slices of avocado. I was supposed to work out, but seriously, when you don't want to do something, you will find stuff to do.
So true.
And you'll make excuses to justify it. So I was like going through my house, making sure everything was right. And but starting tomorrow, I will. And I do the same thing. I love the big Moozy or whatever
Yes,
his name
the
is.
little line dancing
The
kind of
line
thing.
dance. So sometimes if I can't go out, I'll do that. But no, I'm gonna just do I'm gonna do at least 30 minutes of weightlifting.
Okay.
Weightlifting is one of the fastest
That's
ways
true.
that you can burn calories, lose weight. So I'm committing online in front of everybody
Me too.
at least 5 days of working out. Now, I used to love to work out. I mean, I used to work out like, I can't wait to wake up. What workout am I going to do today? I'd be laying in bed thinking, which workout am I going to do tomorrow? Then when I wake up, and now I'm like, I got to work out.
Gotta
But
get
I
it
said I
in.
wasn't going to feel guilty about it because
Yes.
I'm going to start that tomorrow.
Okay. And that's good. So do you plan out your workouts, like exactly what you're going to do, weights, cardio? Okay.
I have different workouts that I do different days so that your body it's called body confusion.
Okay.
So like tomorrow I'm going to do leg day, and that's Thursday and Friday I'm going to do upper body. We have a funeral on Saturday. So Saturday, when it cools off, I'm going to just go and walk about 3 miles.
Okay.
And then get some-
Outside, hopefully it's not too
You
hot.
know, I don't. Well, the weather's supposed to drop down a little bit.
Okay.
But if you go walk like about 5:30, I can get 3 miles easy in and still be home. You know, it doesn't get dark right now until 7:15, but I have to be home by 7 because I don't want to be out even at dusk.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think women get themselves in trouble like that. You know, you turn on the news, just turned it on. I won't even refer to that. You turn on the news and you hear about a lady that was hiking
Yeah.
at the crack of dawn, and now somebody
and then they
had
go by
pulled her.
themselves, and
By
it's like
themselves,
no.
I'm like,
Well, I
yeah.
don't think you get cell phone reception in those places anyway. But yeah, you're by yourself. Sometimes people don't know your exact location, like where you are. It could be very, very dangerous.
And if they have the same pattern, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yes.
And so I think we only have about like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
And you and I were talking today about current events.
Yes.
There's so many current events. Which one should we talk about?
So since we're talking about weight,
Okay. Okay.
there was a comedian who had made a comment about a singer that's well known,
Right.
Lizzo.
Right.
And he was getting a lot of backlash of from the things that he had said about her and her weight. And we talked about it. You remember who she is from the Laker game. She went to a
Right.
Laker game and her backside was exposed. And I think we had talked about when that happened, and it's just like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I can't believe she, did that on live TV. So anyway, here we are. Fast forward. This comedian makes these comments about that, and then now this week, somehow there's some other stuff in the news that he did a very inappropriate video some years ago, him and Tiffany Haddish, and so now all of that is coming back up.
Right.
And you and I were talking about how, you can do something years ago, and then, you say something or you make a false move, and here people are digging up, stuff that happened. The past will come back.
Will come back to haunt you. And,
And let me say this, I'm not defending what happened. I don't know the details
Right.
of everything. From what I saw and what I've heard, I haven't seen the video or anything, but I will say it was very inappropriate.
And once again, I have to do some research on this and see. I did hear her interview about this, and she said that because this is in court now.
Tiffany did the interview.
Tiffany, she did an interview. She said, now it's in the courts and the lawyer's hands, so there's only so much she can say.
Yes.
But I will. I don't know what the background of this is. I'm just going to talk from life. Whether you do something innocently or you do something on purpose, it can come back and haunt you.
Definitely.
And I'll say ignorantly more so than innocently. And I don't even know if that was ignorant. But it's coming back to haunt you. But you know what? I was so interested in how that thing got started. In the first place, because it seems that domino effect. It started from that Ari Spears interview about Lizzo, and then it kind of like skyrocketed.
People can dig, and the internet, what you put out there on the internet, that stuff doesn't go away.
Oh my gosh. And that's why even when I'm doing my Facebook Live Bible study every day, I am so careful. This is why I study so much. And sometimes I'll tell Pastor Chuck, I'm like, whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm putting out there, that's going to follow me forever and ever and ever. And there's too many Bible scholars out there. So I need to know what I'm talking about. But I have to tell you what happened last week.
Okay.
And I don't even know how to pull this down. And it's a blooper. So I cut my Facebook on.
Were you digging in your teeth?
Yeah! I cut my Facebook on, but I didn't know I'd actually put it. And I'm doing this because I felt something in my teeth. And I'm doing something like this, and then I'm like, oh my God, is my Facebook on? And I'm digging on my teeth. I said, I should start this over.
Yeah,
and I am going to start this over, and so it goes off. And so Dave Whedon and I, we were talking. Dave does our graphics for us, and I was like, well, people see I'm human now.
Yes.
And it's a blooper. And he said, and I said, I don't think I could take that down anyway.
I'll help you take it down.
But anyhow,
it shows that whatever you put on there, it can come back. It can, whatever you say, or even just, I was telling you, I was at an event a while ago, and I had said something that, afterwards, I know that if anyone else heard it, they probably would have gotten offended by what I said. I really put my foot in my mouth. And I felt so convicted. I'm like, why did I say that? And why did I say it out loud? Have you ever had one of those moments you're like, did I just say that? Yeah. And so it was only one other person sitting next to me. I said, do not repeat what I just said. But once you put it out there, and then some people, they're just like, ooh, Michelle said that. I'm going to go. They'll run with it.
You just never know. Hopefully,
but if it gets out, I know who's
exactly.
told.
And hopefully it'll be one of those people that are integrous, that they won't say anything. I want to say one thing, and then next week I want to actually come back to this because that remark, this Ari Spears thing, feud with Lizzo. I mean, it has so many people taking sides right now. One against the other. And we were talking about this, I don't know if we said it on the air right now or if we said it before that. But my first time I've seen or even heard about Lizzo when she was at the Lakers game and with it's not a thong, it was a pair of pants with both butt cheeks out.
Her backside was out.
And then she bends over and she's whatever you call it. And I'm like, that's out of order. I don't care if it was Beyonce that did that.
And it's not because of her size.
It has
was
nothing
just,
to do with
yes.
the size. Nothing at all to do with the size. But what he said was, she's a very beautiful girl. She's got a very pretty face, but she keeps on showing her body off. You know, and there's so many guys that don't, I mean, I'm not even talking about Lizzo right now, period. I have been in the car with men with my husband and some of the other pastors on the way to the cemetery, and everybody's getting in the car. And I've listened to these guys say, why does she have that on? She thinks she looks good when the ladies are like half naked. You know, and men don't want that. They really don't. For Lizzo, I don't care what size she is. Whatever makes her happy, that's on her. But I do care about the fact that she has a whole lot of young girls that look up to her. And with great power comes great responsibility. She has a responsibility to these young people.
A lot of celebrities don't feel that they do these days. They feel like it's the parents' responsibility, which goes back to this whole video thing. So, you know, my question was, where were the parents when all of this stuff was taking place? You know, where are the parents?
You know what?
When, you know, even, I mean, I guess if you're watching a Laker game and a lady just comes out like that, do you cover your kids' eyes? I don't know.
Well,
how
you're
much
talking
can you
about
protect
the
them?
Tiffany Haddish thing, no,
right.
with that.
So, so it's like, well, where are the parents or the adults? Because a lot of celebrities, they don't feel that it is their responsibility to raise your kids.
Well, next week we need to talk a little bit about this. I think where that interview went bad was when he said, but a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble.
Definitely.
He says she's dope, her music's hard, her body ain't. Well, that's going too far. You don't talk about a woman's body, but this is what I wanted to say, and then we're gonna segue to our next segment about Beyond the Faucet. Comedians go too far. Nobody should be saying, when a woman built like a plate of mashed potatoes. Nobody should say that. And I looked at him, but he actually body shamed himself too. If you look at the whole interview, he body shamed himself. But comedians go too far. Their whole job is to make people laugh, and it doesn't matter at whose expense. But some of these comedians that are now coming out against him, they're doing the same thing.
Right. And even in that skit, it went too far. And that's what people are saying. It was very inappropriate and it went too far. So, like, where is your moral compass? Like, where do you draw the line?
Right.
You know, and a lot of times they don't have that.
So next week we need to talk about parents and where's the beef? where's the mama? And where's the daddy? We need to really get into that. So we're going to talk about that next week.
Awesome.
So that gives our whole audience a chance to catch up with us and see what's going on. The young generation, they know all about this. I talked to my daughter-in-law today, and she started telling me what was going on with that. And everybody has drawn their line, and I'm not here to draw a line one way or the other. Like I said, everybody has to answer to God for themselves.
Amen.
Everybody has to answer to themselves for themselves.
But remember, what you do, it'll come back to you. Like
right, and whether it's something sinful or just something like this. Because his concern was, he talked about the fact that he has diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol.
Oh, wow.
So because of this, he says he's overweight and he needs to take care of himself better. So you have people talking about, well, he's sweating and all of this, and he says something about her. Well, you know what? He's at least pointing the finger at himself. But point the finger at yourself. You don't have to point at somebody else. But at the same time, understand, you know, you can have all the body confidence you want in the world. But within that body confidence, if you are being detrimental to your body, and like I said, I'm not talking about whether you're size 4 or size 24. Jill Scott, big woman, but that woman is the most classy woman in the world. I love her. One of our speakers at God's Women's Conference, Beatrice Gardner. I used to say, Beatrice, you are just on fire. You look so good. And she's not. Beatrice says she was never my size, even as a baby. Okay? And so it's just a matter of you taking care of yourself and whatever size that comes out. So anyhow, we have a wonderful guest coming on. He's a personal friend, and we're going to be talking with him about Beyond the Faucet. So we're going to be right back with our special guest. Don't go away. See you in a moment. And we're out.
It's happening. It's been over 3 years, but we're finally having our church picnic. Join us at Martin Tudor, Europa Hills Regional Park in Fontana from 12 to 6:30 on September 24th for the Loveland Church Picnic. There will be great music, food, fun, and more. Join us again on September 24th and sign up in the church lobby for donations. Hope to see you all there.
Jesus' last command was for us to make disciples of all nations, which means God wants his kids to share the good news with everybody because God loves everyone. You want to know something interesting? Most people who don't go to church would come to church if somebody just invited them. You have the power to change someone's destiny by inviting them to church so they can meet Jesus. So invite somebody to come to church. Don't be afraid. Help us spread the gospel. You might get a thank you here on earth, and I think you'll definitely get one in heaven. We've got invitation cards in the lobby, and all those cards need is a smile from you to help lead somebody to the house of God. So invite somebody to church and watch God work miracles in their lives.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back, and I hope you called your friends, because the second segment of the show, we are talking about Beyond the Faucet. And I am so pleased and honored to have with us Pastor Kelvin Moore. He is a longtime member of Loveland, but more important than that, he is the husband of one of my best friends. Karen Moore, you've heard us talk about Karen on the show a whole lot of times. She's directing right now, and so if the camera doesn't get on you, it's your wife's fault.
Exactly.
So she's directing the show. And, you know, shout out to my little sister Diane, who's working both the cameras right now. And so, okay, so Pastor Calvin, how's your day today?
My day is wonderful. It's wonderful. It's hot, but God's good.
All the time.
All the time. And I had a nice bottle of water earlier, and I'm grateful for that water.
Oh, and that's what we're talking about,
Yes.
Beyond the Faucet.
That's
I
right.
love that. You're grateful for that
Grateful for that bottle of water.
of water. And so we know that you work for Kaiser as the Director of Environmental Services for San Bernardino County
Yes.
with Kaiser. But you are also appointed to the Board of Directors of the West Valley Water District back in February, and the two of them really fit together. Environmental Services.
True.
Because that's the environment and water. We're suffering through this drought right now.
Yes.
So talk to us and tell us. You made a statement to me last week, and you said if we really knew what was going on, we'd be terrified.
Yeah. Like you said, I was appointed in February, and I went to D.C. the week after to a water convention with people from all over the world, and talking about the same problem. And so God has a balance. I'll just put it that way. God has a balance, and we messed up that balance. So we did it. So I'll put that first and foremost. We've never taken water seriously. We're stiff-necked people. You know, when they tell us to conserve, we don't. But now it's like there's a battle of waters. So people are looking at, let's look at forestry and take the water from over the forest. Well, the forestry needs water for salmon. So everything has an effect,
Okay.
a cause and effect. So there's education there, but there's things that we can do here,
Okay.
which is get your sprinklers checked, check your leaks in your house, know where your water, read your water bill and see where your rate is. They'll tell you what you're doing month to month, how you're doing as far as conserving.
Okay.
But it's so important because if you look at the lakes, all the lakes are drying up.
That's
You've
what I
had
wanted to
lakes
talk to you
drying
about.
up everywhere. And it's so bad now that Hoover Dam, if it gets much lower, it won't be able to produce hydroelectricity, which is a
Wow.
huge, huge, huge problem. So the game is basically getting people educated because it takes money. We recycle, we find places to, we have a great filtration plant in Rialto, and I like to get a couple of members to take a tour so you can see how the water comes from groundwater to drinking water through the processing. It's
well,
amazing
we
to watch.
wanna do that.
And I'm going to invite a couple of you to see it, but it's a great process. However, if you go to Dubai, Dubai has desalinization, where they're
Okay.
taking it out the ocean and doing that.
Oh, and they can do that
Yeah,
now.
they can do that. They have the technology. We're just trying to figure out how we can partner to do it. And you know, where there's water, there's money.
Yeah.
And so where there's money, there's corruption. so it's a difficult task, but what we can do as individuals is get involved and get ourselves knowledge about water. I think a lot of times we don't have the knowledge base. Getting our kids to talk about water, let them understand that water, just beyond that faucet, there's a person who dug pipes and there's infrastructure that comes with that particular thing. When they build houses, you
Okay.
can't build houses without water.
That's good. From that foundation.
Yeah.
Just
When your
yeah.
developers come into your place, are they paying to get that pipeline widened so you
Okay.
could all share out the well? Or
Oh,
have
wow.
they short-sighted you?
So where does our water come from?
I can tell you, Lido Creek has some water that comes down to us. Northern California, the Sierras is our main
Okay.
water base. They also have state water in different locations that we can get from at a wholesale cost as well. But water is amazing. I'm still learning about it, but it's a fascinating thing to look at. But the terrifying part is, if we don't wake up, if we don't take care of what we have, the resources that we have, we're going to have some devastating consequences. One thing that we have right now with the bottled water, we think that we're doing really good with bottled water. Well, our bottles are ending up in the ocean. And by 2050, they said there'll be more bottles in the water than fish in the oceans. If we keep going the way that we are now. So the thing is, reusable containers are being used again. Filtration at the home is better to do than bottled water. Just finding things and educating ourselves on what we can do.
And you know what? Before you go further with that,
Mm-hmm.
that is really something that we need to get in our head, because I know people that will only drink bottled water. Yeah, I mean, and what you're saying, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That by 2050, that's just 28 years from now, more bottles in the ocean than fish.
Yes.
When you think about how vast the ocean is, and so I know one of the things that we've been doing in our house, and praise God for my son, Pastor Corey, because he and Tonight and the kids, they're living with us for a while. He goes and gets these big 5-gallon jugs filled up with water, and then we just tap off of that.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's a good way to conserve.
that is a good.
It's a good way to conserve. So you're
that's-
doing a good job. And they have all the other containers that do the UV light as well. They have UV light, what do you call those, Yetis? Those drinking cups.
Oh, wow.
And they have a USB on them.
Okay.
And they have a UV light that gets out any contaminants that you can use as well. Those
Oh,
are
wow.
out there.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
it purifies the water or something?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I need to look into that.
But
I definitely.
yeah, there's some technology out there.
So what you're saying, though, is at the end of the day, individual choices are going to affect not just our generation, but our future generations.
I think you put it well in a few of your sermons. There are choices.
Choice
there are
and consequences.
These consequences are long going.
Long-range
if we
consequences.
If we don't make the right
And
choices.
life-threatening
Life-threatening.
consequences.
Exactly. And if you notice now, everybody's talking about water. A couple of years ago, it wasn't very much talk about it. 10 years ago, there's very little talk about it. Now, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, because you have, especially here in Southern California, because we're really feeling it.
Yes.
Everybody's lawn is turning brown because they're telling us. I know in the banks up there in Alta Loma, they have the big signs. You can water your grass on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Yep.
And then there's Tuesday, whatever. They get 3 days to water their grass, and the artificial grass is becoming very big right now. And so this whole thing is just really, I want to say, and it is. I'm like, it's life-threatening.
Yes, it is.
But people have a tendency to live in the moment.
Yes, they do.
I mean, we live in the moment. So you have a whole lot of notes there. So talk to us about all your notes.
So some things that you can do is you can get shower heads, because some of us turn the shower on and let it run, right? Until it gets the right temperature, and then we forget we do something else and it's still running. This thing will get hot and then it shuts off. And then when you get in the shower, when you're ready, you pull the cord and the water comes out warm.
Oh, I need to. Okay, so what we need to do is this week you need to give me some of this information so I can put it up online for the people. So shut off shower heads. Okay.
Yes. Also, fix your leaky toilets. You can lose like 50 gallons a year on that alone.
And if they need a new toilet, now they have those new toilets.
They have the new ones that you can get.
That they just use they flush like quick.
Real quick, and not much water.
Not much water. Yeah. Okay.
Aerators in your faucets it makes it go a little bit longer. You save 1.2 gallons per day, and take shorter showers. You can save 15 gallons by going from a 15-minute shower to a 5-minute shower.
Who in the world takes a 15-minute shower? I'm sure a lot of people do. I hear that.
Yeah.
I don't have that personality. You can get yourself really nice and clean in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, because like I said too, it's God's given us everything that we need to survive here and thrive, and we mess it up. You know, we have more than we ever need. Yeah.
At the bottom of so much of this is greed and selfishness.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like I'm gonna do my own. It's like in the book of Judges, where every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, tell us some more.
So, and the biggest thing that we could do is just educate ourselves. Let it be a dinner table conversation. Water is life, right?
Okay.
And what you value is what you'll have,
that.
right? So water should be a conversation we should talk about all the time. We should not be ignorant or naive about water. And then also get involved and get civically engaged. Start with getting to your water company, go online, see what kind of literature's out there for you.
Where can they go?
They can go to www.wvwd.org.
Okay.
And that's West Valley Water District, or any water district that's in your area, and attend a meeting. And the meeting notes are now they have it online. You can look at what they've been talking about, see the trends.
So what do you guys talk about in these water meetings?
Oh, wow. We talk about education.
Okay.
We talk about our plant, like we have a Romer plant, which processes 14 million gallons a day of filtration. And right now we just got an award to get it expanded to a $21 million gallon a day.
Oh, wow.
Facility. So
I'm looking at you getting all excited about
it is. It's very exciting.
you're getting excited about this whole subject.
And so that's like, that's like 40,000 more homes that can get water.
That's great.
Partnerships, making sure that your cities are talking to the water company and your planners, the ones that go out and go after the businesses, that they include the water services, not just the water services, but the infrastructure to bring the water. Because if you don't, the people that are already there are going to be hurt by the new companies that come in.
Oh, wow.
And that's when you have gentrification and things like that.
What is that?
When they come in with new technology, new people, and the older people that have been there can't afford to stay there anymore. Okay. Or the neighborhood has changed so badly.
Oh, right.
So you could have water quality that changes because of the new people that come in, because they haven't expanded. So your water isn't getting the water you should get because it hasn't been expanded on those tubes and pipes and the things that it takes care of the infrastructure. So the infrastructure is very important. And you have all these people that are connected that don't talk. So sometimes it's just good to get in the field and just talk about, see what's going on. Then you have your city officials that you can talk to. Everybody should be in tune with what's going on with water.
And, which brings me to something that I was going to actually say, the importance of talking to your lawmakers on every level. You know, so many times, Pastor, we think about just our senators and our House of
Local.
You have your local law, and that's, in my
Powerful.
opinion, they're powerful and maybe even a little bit more important.
Yes.
Because you have a say for those people. So, you know, Pastor Billy was telling me something today that I would like to explore. He was telling me that in Saudi Arabia, this is going to come down to the lawmakers. They can't grow the alfalfa in Saudi Arabia because it takes too much water. Alfalfa is a plant that takes so much water, and so
That's responsible.
Saudi Arabia, wait a minute though,
Yeah.
watch that. You said that's responsible. So they have banned growing alfalfa in Saudi Arabia. Guess where they grow it now? Here.
So,
And so
once again.
okay, see, this is a lawmaker thing. Another one, because he was talking to me about this today. Another thing, the almonds that we grow in the desert. Almonds also take a lot of water to grow. And so his point was that as far as people themselves are using, in California,
Yeah.
10% of the water usage in California is from people, 40% is from agricultural usage. So that's something that I need to find out myself, because we leave it to other people.
Yeah.
I need to find out why can Saudi Arabia come over here and grow their stuff, and you guys are telling us we're in such a water shortage, but it's the almighty dollar.
Yeah, true.
And you just said that wherever there's money, there's corruption.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but you didn't say it. I'm saying it. There's probably a kickback going to somebody that pushed that thing through. Anyhow.
And reclaimed water is a big thing too. So
What is that?
Reclaimed water is like your bath water, things like that you're not going to ever drink, but you can water your lawn with it. You can do other practical things with it.
But how would they? But how does that? Is there?
I know car washes do it. If you go
Oh,
to your car
really?
wash, that's
Okay.
reclaimed water. They go through a filtration process, and that
Okay.
water is reused. So,
I
and if
wonder
you
if
go
they'll-
to your city and you see different types of purple, boxes
Okay.
by the water, where there's a sprinkler system, there's a purple box or a lavender box, that's reclaimed water. It's really big in San Diego.
So people are actually. I'm kind of ignorant onto how this works. So if I lived in San Diego, I could actually do something.
Businesses do.
Businesses do.
Yes,
Yeah, homeowners can't do it yet, but businesses.
Yeah, some homeowners are doing it. It's kind of expensive, and they're trying
Right.
to work on some ways to make it less expensive.
Yeah,
But you got some OGs that are just diehard conservatives, and they're just doing it their own self. But yeah, the businesses are doing that, and that's starting to be a popular thing. And I think that's going to be a lot more of that coming along.
Well, when we come down to the lawmakers, I know this is like your passion to have a voice
Yeah.
in government. And are you headed back to that in that direction, or?
Well, yeah, I go to Washington and speak on behalf of our water company.
Okay.
I go with them and we talk about things that we need as far as infrastructure and things like that. And Norma Torres has been wonderful with us.
Oh, yeah.
Eloise Reyes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They love Rialto in this area.
And we
in
love
San Bernardino
both of them.
County. And we had no problem getting the monies that we need to expand our facilities.
That's
and to
great.
work on our infrastructure. So,
Do you
yeah.
think you'll ever move back into politics?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that it's funny because how I kind of fell into this, and I thought it was a seasonal thing, but it's just always something. God gives us gifts. You know,
Okay.
Mom and Dad always said, you're here to serve. You serve where you need to get served, where you serve.
Okay.
And so, if I need to serve, I'll serve. And so right now, I'm running for water board again.
Oh, are you?
November. I'll be
Okay,
up
so you're
for
running for. So you were
I
appointed
was
in
appointed,
February, but
yeah.
now you have to.
Yeah, it's a
actually
4-year
run.
seat, and I
Okay.
could do a lot more at that 4-year seat.
Oh, of
And so,
course,
yeah.
of course. So you're running for water board, and who will be able to vote for you? What area?
My district is right above Baseline, Riverside, over by Sunrise Church, over that
Oh,
way,
okay, up there,
into the
okay.
north part of Las Colinas.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my division.
Okay. Well, we should have enough members to be able to put you in that seat. Okay, and we'll have to, when we get closer in, I mean, seriously, I really want to have you come back. I need to go to visit
Yes.
this plant. And I don't know how many people I can bring with me, but a couple of people, two,
Yeah,
three,
I can
four
get about
people.
5 people.
About 5
Yeah.
people. I would love to do that. and then I can talk to you intelligently, mind to mind. Right now,
Yeah.
you're talking to me as the PhD, and I'm sitting on the floor. I'm like, oh, talk to me,
But
tell
no,
me the ABCs.
It's a fascinating thing to see what they can do with that. That water looks like, when you see those pools of the water and the treatments that's in it, and then it goes to all these other pools of transfers and filtration, and it comes back crystal clear. And I have no problem drinking my tap water at all.
That's another thing I was going to
Yeah.
ask. So I went online to find out. Now, we live in Upland, so I went online to find out what the quality of the water
Yeah.
was in Upland. And this is a couple years ago, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Which I kind of would expect. But how can people find out? What is that W whatever? WV? No,
That's for
West Valley.
West Valley, but they can go to their local water district.
Local
and they
water
can-
district.
And they can give them the readings.
And they can give them the readings.
Yes.
As long as they can understand what the readings.
Yes, exactly.
what the readings mean.
But there's usually a layperson that can break it down for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I think that would be I'm serious. I think that would be very important because we're not just talking about the water usage in this drought that we're
No.
in. Now we're talking about the oceans.
Yes.
Energy.
Lakes,
It's
everything.
all
It's a
of
whole
it.
balance. Climate change, everything.
The climate change, everything. You came on talking about God has a balance.
He has a balance.
He has a balance, and whether it's a person or a generation
Mm-hmm.
is using more than their share or just being irresponsible.
Responsible.
I think that's the
Yeah.
being irresponsible with the stewardship that God has given us. It's not going to just affect us, it's going to affect our children and your children's children. And you see some of these movies, Pastor, on TV when they don't have water or
Yeah.
or no land and then we saw them 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they have come into pass, and we don't want this to be something
No.
that 50 years from now people are remembering.
Yeah, true.
We're telling our great-grandchildren, oh, I remember when I could just cut the faucet on
Yep.
and there'd be water there.
Yep.
So, but with the readings, I think that's really important to know about the water in your
your
area.
quality.
And we need to talk about that. The water quality, I'm looking at my co-host Michelle right now, the water quality in each city, so
Yeah.
people will feel comfortable.
Exactly.
I'm honest with you. I do not feel comfortable. I only drink tap water when I don't have, when our big jugs of water run out. And I'm like, oh, should I drink this? Because I need to go and look again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I understood that filtration system,
Oh, yeah. You understand. If you saw
I'd
that
be able to
post-
come on and,
Oh, yeah.
and really.
Oh, yeah. It'll change your life.
I
change your
can't
life.
wait. I'm gonna be
It'll
like you.
change
I'm
your
gonna be
life.
all happy
It'll
and
change
stuff
your life.
to do that. And so, well, I can't believe that our time is just about up. I love that beyond the faucet, and next time we cut it on, that we'll.
You have gratitude.
I
There
love
should be a
that.
spirit of thankfulness and gratitude when you turn that faucet
Oh
on.
my gosh.
So blessings come through that faucet, and you need to give God glory for that blessing that came through that faucet while it's still here. And
I'm writing this down.
Oh, okay.
The blessings that come through your faucet. You know why? Because you know what comes through our faucet? Life.
life.
Life comes through our faucet. The blessings of life. I have to write this down.
Doesn't
The
matter if it's a
blessings of
Kohler
life.
faucet or a
Yeah,
Sam's Club faucet.
matter what kind of
It don't matter
faucet
what
it
vessel
is.
he used.
When you cut it on,
When you cut it on, the water comes
there
out. The life
is a
comes out.
blessing
And
that comes out.
That's just how God does things.
so to recap,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you said that we need to be checking our sprinklers.
Yes.
And people's sprinklers need to be coming on when they can use them in the
Yes,
nighttime.
in the nighttime.
Because when sprinklers come on in the day,
It absorbs it.
It's evaporating
Mm-hmm.
already. Especially in southern, it was like 104 degrees
Mm-hmm.
this last weekend, and we know we're not out of this heat.
No.
That's one of the joys of Southern
Yes, it
California, but
is.
that's also one of the detriments.
Yes, it is.
So, okay, so you talked about the sprinklers. You said we should check our water leaks in our house.
Yeah, if there's a sprinkler that's leaking, you
Okay.
can usually tell it's usually running off. That
Right.
thing is wasting water.
Wasting
And then
water.
sometimes if you have your bell housing, which is right against your house where your sprinkler system is at, where it's mastered at, where the controls are, that leaks after a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
ours was doing that for a
Yeah.
while. You go outside and the water's not even on, but you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
just that little bit of a drip, drip,
Yep.
drip.
Adds up.
Those drips add up.
And then now with the mosquito infestations too, because of balance, we have a mosquito infestation too. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
You know what?
Yeah, a lot more mosquitoes lately.
I was
It doesn't
in
matter
my
where you are.
house. Yeah, yesterday I looked at the wall and I'm like, is that a mosquito?
Yeah.
I killed 2 mosquitoes inside the house, and that's not you. That
Yeah.
never happens.
That's part of that thing too.
So there's a mosquito Why?
They're coming in places that you ever haven't had them before. You know, I'm finding out because I'm environmental services.
Right.
I'm calling for mosquito traps outside the perimeters all the time, and never had to do that before. So,
Wow.
so something with that balance and with leakage because they need water.
Okay.
So it's just something to be mindful of.
So and then shorter showers.
Yep, shorter. Get the valve. Get the shower head.
I am going to research that.
Get that
as
shower
soon as-
head.
When I go home tonight.
Yeah, we have one. We love it.
So tell me again, how does this work now?
So you turn on your shower, and it usually starts off cold, right?
Right.
Then it gets warm, but when it gets hot to the temperature where it's warm, where you turn that little dial, it shuts off. So you can go about your business, finish brushing your teeth, or whatever you're doing, and the water stops. You get in the shower, you pull this cord, and it comes back on hot.
Oh, we definitely
Yeah.
need that. And you know something else I just thought about? People need to check, because Pastor and I, we need to check this in our house. Our shower literally takes, if we cut the shower on, literally it takes at least a minute, 2 minutes before it is warm.
Yeah.
Something's matter there.
Yeah.
That baby does not cry right. And I'll tell Pastor, I'm like, we need to check this out and see why is the water taking so long just in our shower, not the rest of the house, just
Okay.
in our part.
Sometimes the distance from the hot water heater to the shower.
The hot water heater is literally
Oh.
right below us.
Oh, then it's tripping.
We have 2 hot water heaters in our
Okay.
house. We have one just for our shower.
Okay.
So, and that's something that we need to check
Yeah.
because the Pastor and I, we both think about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's either take a cold shower or waste
Let it
water.
run. Yeah.
Yeah, and so most of the time we just thought we're going to waste the water. He doesn't
Yeah.
mind. I mind taking a cold
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
Okay, leaky toilets, or if you have to replace the toilet, get the brand new type of toilets
Yes.
that are low, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they call them.
It's 1.6
But
gallon or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you said something about, educate yourself on water.
Educate yourself.
See, I take good notes.
Educate your family. Educate your friends. If you love people, you educate them, right?
Say that again.
If you love people, you educate
If you
them.
love people, you know why? Because the word of God says, my people perish
Because of lack of knowledge.
for lack of knowledge. And we don't want to be perishing because we're in the middle of a desert. We're already in the
Yeah.
middle of the desert.
Yep, that's true.
And we really are here in Southern California.
we are.
When my mom moved out here, she couldn't believe how cold it gets at night and how hot it is in the day. And I'm like, because we're right next to the desert.
Exactly.
And that's desert
Exactly.
weather. So, Pastor, you see how fast the time comes.
Real fast.
But do you have any final words on this?
I do. Go to your
Okay.
website, and there's a couple things that's on West Valley website, or WVWD, is a water shortage contingency plan. You can print this.
Oh, wow.
I'll leave this with you, and you can go through it.
We'll print
But
some, and we'll have some ready for the people
Just to
of
let you
Loveland.
know what's out there, what they can do. People just need a little help sometime, and it just gives you some knowledge. And like you said, people perish because of lack of knowledge. And it's always good to have that information, because without information, you can't do anything about it. But if you have the information, you can do some things and share with others.
So I'm going to have Karen print at least this
Yeah.
this piece.
Yeah.
You can show me after.
Yeah, I'll show it to you
And
afterwards.
then I want to make this available for the members
Yeah.
of Loveland simply because we need to do our part. I might
Yes.
not be able to do stuff for everybody else's church, but we need to do what we can do. Everybody. So
Yes,
this
true.
is
And then also some things we can do are landscaping, not just turf,
Oh,
artificial
yeah.
turf. I like live plants. So there's
Okay.
some live plants that are drought resistant. There's some grasses that are drought resistant, and I have those listed here as well. I'll
Oh,
leave those
wow.
with
See,
you.
these
And
are-
there's classes available a couple times a month.
Really?
At the district that you guys can go to if you sign up for it and learn about those things. So I'll leave this with you as well.
You know what? Definitely, I'm going to want to know when the next couple of classes are. We're going to put this out, and we might have a committee right here at Loveland of people that would go there, go to the classes, and then come back and report to us. Actually, we're going to do that, and then we'll
Yeah.
have them come on the show,
Awesome.
and they'll give us different ways that people can do their lawns so
Yeah.
that they're still pretty. You know, in Southern California, we
You
are
gotta
addicted
yeah.
to our green grass.
True.
So for me, some of my neighbors have that artificial grass, and it is so beautiful, but it is so expensive.
Yeah.
And I think it would be sometimes just a little bit less, just to change some of those plants.
Yeah.
And in fact, I know it is because I hear it on TV all the time. Well, I am grateful for the education. I feel like I went to at least the, when you first go to school, that first day,
Oh,
the orientation.
orientation.
I feel like I've gone to the orientation on water. And now I need to actually take a class.
Okay.
And the class that I want to take is going to visit the plant.
Okay.
So that I can feel comfortable drinking the water, because if I feel comfortable, then I come back and tell somebody else,
There
you can
go.
do this.
There you
can
go.
There's
And if you
women-
don't
there's-
feel comfortable, you can challenge your people that are in charge that you voted in to say, hey, how can we get to a point?
And that's what I was going to ask you. So how many water filtration plants are there? Does every district have its own?
I think every district has their own. Yeah,
Really?
every district has their own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so November the whatever election day
Yeah,
is.
8th, I think it is.
November the 8th is the second. No, it can't be the 8th.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Second
so
Tuesday.
it's-
Yeah, it would
so-
be about whatever it
Whatever
is.
it is.
When come election day, we want to throw our support to you to be, what is it? To be on the director of environmental.
No.
That's Kaiser. To be on the board of directors for the West Valley Water District. And we
Yes.
need to learn. You know why? And I'm not just saying this because you're my friend either.
Mm-hmm.
You have a passion for this. I watched you get excited about water. Okay? You have a passion for it, but you're a man of God. I know you personally as a man of integrity and a man of the word. So all those together, I mean, you're perfect for that. And God got you appointed for a reason. So
Yeah.
we want to just keep you there.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for
I've
coming.
enjoyed this too. This has been nice, and like I said, it's just good to share the knowledge, and no good to keep it to ourselves. He's given us something to give away, and that's life at the end of the day.
Oh my God, that was so good. Yes. So thank you to Calvin Moore. On the ballot, does it say Pastor Calvin Moore or just Calvin Moore?
says
or what?
Calvin Moore.
Calvin Moore. So we're going to give it up for Calvin Moore. Praise God, man of God, one of the associate pastors of Loveland Church. Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you again next week. Michelle and I are going to be talking to you about the current events of the week. That's a wonderful segment, and we'll come with another guest for next week. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye. You can wave to the camera. Yeah, everybody needs to check their water
Yeah,
quality.
Everybody should know their water quality.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you look back, I didn't talk about this as kind of political, but back in